All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Manipur and Tripura today to launch several development projects. About 42 lakh children inoculated on the first day of COVID vaccination for 15 to 18 age group. Uttar Pradesh government to give 2-day leave from school to children for vaccination. Jharkhand government announces closure of all educational institutions amid sharp rise in COVID cases. Centre suspends biometric attendance for government employees till 31st of this month. India achieves highest ever export of $37 billion in December. Zojila Pass connecting Jammu and Kashmir to Ladakh opened for vehicular traffic for the first time ever in January. And in cricket, South Africa to resume their first innings at overnight score of 35 for 1 in second test against India in Johannesburg today. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause for concern. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, get vaccinated, as nationwide vaccination of teenagers is also underway now. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news since 16th of August last year and will continue till 15th August this year. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Recalling our yesterday's question, name the Indian revolutionary scholar associated with the Gadar party and was a professor of Sanskrit and philosophy in the universities of Berkeley and Stanford. The correct answer is Lala Hardayal. He mobilized Indians of the diaspora and encouraged them to be a part of the freedom movement. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is G. Srinivas, Headmaster ZPHS, Kuchanpalli, Haveli Ghanpur, Medak in Telangana.
I am Goduri Srinivas from Kuchanpalli village in Telangana state. I am very happy for choosing me a winner for the yesterday's quiz, which is conducting by the All India Radio as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav quiz. I am regular listener to All India Radio since 30 years. As a national news broadcasting service, All India Radio gives us trusted and in-depth news and views. It's very fond of me to recollecting the Mahan great freedom fighters and their deeds in the freedom struggle of India through the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav every Monday and Tuesday. Once again, I am very thankful to you, All India Radio.
And coming to our 42nd question of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz in English. Which revolutionary who was shot dead by the British in 1942 was affectionately known as Gandhi Budi, meaning Old Lady Gandhi in Bengali? I repeat, which revolutionary who was shot dead by the British in 1942 was affectionately known as Gandhi Budi, meaning Old Lady Gandhi in Bengali? Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 882-654-6262. I repeat, 882-654-6262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. I repeat the email ID amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Manipur and Tripura today. Around 11 a.m., Mr. Modi will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of 22 developmental projects worth over 4,800 crore rupees in Imphal. Thereafter, around 2 p.m. in Agartala, the Prime Minister will inaugurate the new integrated terminal building at Maharaja Bir Bikram Airport and will also launch 2 key development initiatives. In Manipur, the Prime Minister will inaugurate 13 projects worth around 1,850 crore rupees and lay the foundation stone of 9 projects worth around 2,950 crore rupees. These projects relate to diverse sectors such as road infrastructure, drinking water supply, health, urban development, housing, information technology, skill development, art and culture, among others. More from our correspondent.
The inaugural and foundation laying program will be held at Hatta Kangjebung in Imphal, where the Prime Minister will also address a public gathering. Among the projects which will be inaugurated by the Prime Minister this morning includes the refurbished and renovated Govindaji Temple at Imphal, Indian National Army Complex at Moirang, Integrated Command and Control Center, development of Western Riverfront of Imphal River Phase 1 and development of Mall Road at Thangal Bazar Phase 1. The Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone for various projects which include Manipur Institute of Performing Arts at Gurgaon, 72 projects to be taken up under the PM Jan Vikas Karyakram, 13 projects related to diverse sectors, 5 national highway projects with cumulative length of more than 110 kilometers, a cancer hospital along a COVID hospital. The state government has taken up all necessary arrangements, including security, for the visit of Prime Minister today. Large number of people are expected to attend the gathering in which Prime Minister will deliver his speech. This is JJ Thoksom from Imphal for AIR News.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the country has taken an important step forward in protecting the youth against COVID-19. In a tweet, Mr. Modi congratulated all youth between the age group of 15 to 18 years who got vaccinated. The Prime Minister congratulated their parents as well and urged more youngsters to get vaccinated in the coming days. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed the 146 crore 61 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccinations, more than 85 crore 23 lakh vaccination doses have been given as the first dose, while over 61 crore 37 lakh were given as the second dose. The Union Health Ministry said that more than 90 lakh vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday, out of which nearly 42 lakh doses were administered to children between 15 and 18 years of age. We spoke to Dr. N.K. Arora, Chairman, COVID Working Group, about vaccination for children.
It was very heartening to observe that on the first day, almost 42 lakh children in the age group of 15 to 18 got their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine, and almost 55 lakh children have registered themselves for the vaccine. I saw the enthusiastic smile on the face of children coming for vaccination centers, and also equal enthusiasm in their parents to get their children vaccinated. We have to keep this tempo. In the first day itself, almost 5% to 6% of children were immunized, and we hope that in next 3 weeks, most of these children in 15 to 18 years should be immunized.
The Uttar Pradesh government has directed schools in the state to give 2-day leave to the children aged between 15 to 18 who are being inoculated for COVID-19. The leave will be given on the day of vaccination and on the next day. Around 1.5 lakh children got vaccinated on the first day of the vaccination drive yesterday. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath inaugurated the COVID-19 vaccination drive for children aged 15 to 18 from Civil Hospital in Lucknow yesterday. More from our correspondent.
The Chief Minister said that there are 1 crore 40 lakh children in the age group of 15 to 18 in the state, and 2,150 booths have been set up for their vaccination. 39 such centers have been set up in the state capital alone. Yogi Adityanath further informed that 20 crore 25 lakh individuals have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in UP, of which 12 crore 84 lakh have received the first dose, while the 7 crore 40 lakh have received both doses. He assured that an adequate number of hospitals, beds and vaccine doses are available in the state and the state government is fully prepared. Only 8 cases of Omicron have been reported in the state, out of which 3 patients have fully recovered. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Jharkhand government has imposed several restrictions from today in the wake of the fast-spreading COVID-19 cases in the state. The total number of active COVID-19 cases has surpassed the 4,000 mark across the state. More from our correspondent.
Chief Minister Hemant Soren announced closure of all schools, educational institutions, coaching institutes, private tuitions, stadiums, gymnasiums, salons, spas, swimming pools, zoo, parks and public places from today till January 15 after reviewing the present fast-spreading COVID-19 cases in the state. Chairing the meeting of Disaster Management Authority, Mr. Soren instructed to stall all academic activities including examinations in schools, colleges and universities till January 15. Only administrative activities have been permitted in such organizations with 50% of employees at a time. Private and government offices will be allowed to function with up to 50% strength. Government and private offices have been asked to encourage work from home while biometric attendance has been discontinued. Further, medical stores, hotels, restaurants and bars, cinema halls and theatres will be allowed to function with up to 50% capacity till their usual timings, while all other shops will remain closed after 8 p.m. Shilpi, AIR News, Ranchi.
Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has announced the suspension of the biometric attendance for government employees with immediate effect due to the rise in COVID-19 cases. In a tweet, Dr. Singh said the decision has been taken in the interest of safety and health of the employees. DOPT said that biometric attendance will remain suspended till the 31st of January. Heads of departments have been asked to ensure that employees wear masks at all times and follow COVID-appropriate behavior. Physical attendance of government servants below the level of Undersecretary has been restricted to 50% of the actual strength. 50% of the staff will work from home. In our bilingual live phone-in program, Corona Jagrukta series, Phone-in with Public, Dr. A.K. Varshne, former consultant, RML Hospital, New Delhi, will be with us tonight to answer the queries related to coronavirus. Listeners can ask questions to the expert from 9:30 p.m. till 10 p.m. on telephone number 011-2342-1230 and 011-2342-1764.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah held a high-level security meeting in New Delhi yesterday to review the prevailing threat scenario in the country and the emerging security challenges. The heads of security agencies of the country, prominently Central Intelligence Agencies, Central Armed Police Forces, Intelligence Wings of Armed Forces, Revenue and Financial Intelligence Agencies attended the meeting. Directors General of Police of states and union territories also joined the meeting through video conferencing. Mr. Shah highlighted the continued threats of terrorism and global terror groups, terror financing, organized crime terror nexus, illicit use of cyberspace and movement of foreign terrorist fighters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Firozpur in Punjab tomorrow and lay the foundation stone of multiple development projects worth more than 42,750 crore rupees. These projects include Delhi-Amritsar-Katra Expressway, 4-laning of Amritsar-Unna section, Mukeriya-Talwara new broad gauge railway line, PGI satellite centre at Firozpur and 2 new medical colleges at Kapurthala and Hoshiarpur.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Manipur and Tripura today to launch several development projects. About 42 lakh children inoculated on the first day of COVID vaccination for 15 to 18 age group. Uttar Pradesh government to give 2-day leave from school to children for vaccination. Jharkhand government announces closure of all educational institutions amid sharp rise in COVID cases. Centre suspends biometric attendance for government employees till 31st of this month. India achieves highest ever export of $37 billion in December. Zojila Pass connecting Jammu and Kashmir to Ladakh opened for vehicular traffic for the first time ever in January. And in cricket, South Africa to resume their first innings at overnight score of 35 for 1 in second test against India in Johannesburg today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has said India's exports in December surged 37% on an annual basis to $37.29 billion, which is highest ever monthly figure. He said India's exports of goods will cross $400 billion this fiscal. Imports in December too rose by 38% to $59.27 billion on account of an increase in oil imports, which soared 65.17% to $15.9 billion. Zojila Pass, which connects Jammu and Kashmir to Ladakh, has been opened for vehicular traffic for the first time ever in January. In a significant boost to connectivity in the Ladakh region, 72 vehicles crossed the Zojila Pass for the first time ever on January the 2nd. The development is a stellar achievement for Border Roads Organization or BRO, as it will provide the crucial link between Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh even during the peak winter season. On its Twitter handle, the BRO has posted a video of vehicles that crossed Zojila Pass on Sunday. Zojila Pass is normally closed during the winter months.
The News Services Division brings glimpses of the year that was in our special series Year Ender. Today we look at how Khelo India campaign has provided a big boost to sports. India won a total of 7 medals in the Tokyo Olympics last year, which is the highest medal tally from India in any Olympics, including 1 gold, 2 silver and 4 bronze medals. India also won 19 medals in Tokyo Paralympics. A record number of 54 para-athletes participated in 9 different sports disciplines. Addressing an event in August of last year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the country's villages and remote areas are full of talent and Khelo India centers are aimed at recognizing local talent.
इसी विजन के साथ बीते वर्षों में देश के स्पोर्ट्स इकोसिस्टम से जुड़े रिफॉर्म्स किए जा रहे हैं। खेलो इंडिया अभियान से लेकर ओलंपिक पोडियम स्कीम तक एक होलिस्टिक अप्रोच के साथ हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। जमीनी स्तर से टैलेंट की पहचान करके उसको सबसे बड़े मंच तक पहुंचाने के लिए सरकार स्पोर्ट्स प्रोफेशनल्स की हैंड होल्डिंग भी कर रही है। टैलेंट की पहचान से लेकर टीम सिलेक्शन तक ट्रांसपेरेंसी सरकार की प्राथमिकता है। जिन खिलाड़ियों ने जीवन भर देश का मान सम्मान बढ़ाया, उनका भी मान सम्मान बढ़े, उनके अनुभव का लाभ नए खिलाड़ियों को मिले, ये भी सुनिश्चित किया जा रहा है।
Our correspondent has filed this report.
Sportspersons are provided competitive exposure and training under Target Olympic Podium Scheme, under which customized training is provided to the medal probables for international events. Talent identification and grooming of identified sportspersons and teams for participation in international sports events, including Olympics 2028, is done under the Khelo India scheme and sports promotional schemes of Sports Authority of India. In July last year, the Department of Sports launched a novel initiative to support meritorious sports persons who have represented India at Asian, Commonwealth or Olympics to pursue the Executive Postgraduate Diploma in Sports Management program conducted by IIM Rohtak. Government is also keen on tackling doping in sport. The National Dope Testing Laboratory regained the World Anti-Doping Agency accreditation last year. The National Anti-Doping Bill was introduced in Lok Sabha during the recent winter session of Parliament. Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember Gandhian freedom fighter and economist Joseph Chelladurai Kumarappa, who was born on the 4th of January 1892 at Tanjore.
As an economist, Kumarappa believed that a human is not merely a wealth-producing agent, but essentially a member of the society with political, social, moral responsibilities. His essays drew the attention of Mahatma Gandhi, who turned him into a constructive worker.
At the Karachi session of Congress in 1931, Kumarappa was chosen as the convener of a select committee to study the details of the financial obligation between Britain and India. When Gandhiji went to England to attend the second roundtable conference, Kumarappa assumed the editorship of his newspaper, Young India, and he was jailed for 2 years and 6 months of rigorous imprisonment for his writings. On his release from jail, he helped Dr. Rajendra Prasad and Jamnalal Bajaj as financial advisor during the earthquake relief work in Bihar in 1934. In 1942, Kumarappa was again jailed for his article, Stone for Bread.
While in prison, he wrote 2 books, Practice and Precepts of Jesus and The Economy of Permanence. Mahatma Gandhi wrote forewords for both these books. In 1946, he formulated an elaborate scheme for rural upliftment based on the principles of self-reliance. In 1948, when Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated, Kumarappa was so shocked that he lost vision of both his eyes. Fortunately, he regained his sight after a couple of days.
In the post-independence period, Kumarappa travelled on various missions across the globe for the national cause. Later, he retired from political life and settled down at Gandhi Niketan in Madurai district. Kumarappa breathed his last on the 30th of January 1960. We salute the great nationalist.
We also remember nationalist Maulana Muhammad Ali Jauhar, who died on the 4th of January 1931. Born in Rampur, Uttar Pradesh, on the 10th of December 1878. He was a staunch supporter of India's independence and a torchbearer of the Khilafat movement. He led a delegation to London for the Khilafat movement in 1920. On his return from England, he established Jamia Millia Islamia in 1920 at Aligarh, which was later shifted to Delhi.
Initially a member of the Muslim League, Jauhar joined the Indian National Congress in 1919 and became its national president in 1923. In 1930, he participated in the Roundtable Conference despite his ill health, where he gave his famous statement, "Either give me freedom or give me a 2 yards place for my grave. I do not want to go back to a slave country."
These words proved true, and he died on the 4th of January 1931 in London. Establishment of Maulana Muhammad Ali Jauhar University in his native town is a humble tribute to this great son of Rampur.
Remember freedom fighter Vishnu Dattatreya Chitale, who was born on the 4th of January 1906 in Kolhapur, Maharashtra.
At the 1940 Ramgarh session of the Indian National Congress, Chitale and K.M. Ashraf proposed an amendment to the main resolution calling for immediate launching of the struggle for independence and rejecting any compromise with the British rule.
In 1955, Chitale led over 1,000 satyagrahis to Goa to demand integration of Portuguese-controlled Goa with India. Portuguese military forces opened fire, injuring Chitale among many others. Chitale later served as a member of the Bombay Legislative Assembly from 1957 till his death in 1961. We salute the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaint, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404, issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
Afghanistan's ambassador to India, Farid Mamundzai, has thanked All India Radio for doubling the broadcasting duration in Pashto and Dari. In a tweet, he said a total of 6 hours being dedicated to both languages will help connect people of India and Afghanistan and strengthen common values. He said it is time to get the voices of Afghanistan heard in difficult times. South Africa will resume their first innings at the overnight score of 35 for 1 in the second cricket test against India in Johannesburg today. Earlier, India were bowled out for 202 in their first innings as they struggled against South African pacers. KL Rahul, who is captaining India in place of Virat Kohli, top scored with 50 runs, while Ravichandran Ashwin made 46 runs. For the hosts, Marco Jansen bagged 4 wickets, while Kagiso Rabada and Dwayne Olivia claimed 3 wickets each. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. Srinagar will have moderate snow. Temperature will hover between 1 and 3 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have thunderstorm with rain. Minimum temperature was 9 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 16 degrees. Leh is likely to have rain or snow. Gilgit will have rain or snow. Muzaffarabad will have possibility of rain. National capital Delhi will have shallow fog. In Mumbai, minimum temperature was 22 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 33 degrees. Chennai will have partly cloudy sky. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. All dailies have mentioned the start of new vaccination drive for young children amid rising Omicron cases. The Times of India says teens line up for shots and selfies. A headline in the Tribune writes, third surge, rapid spread, hospitalization low. ECI asks poll-bound states to push vaccination drive, cites the Statesman. D Street begins new year on happy note despite Omicron, reports the Economic Times, with biggest one-day gain in over 3 weeks. And finally, the Times of India reports about the first woman to head India's largest exploration and production company and the second woman in the country to helm an oil company under the headline Alka Mittal, first woman to head oil giant ONGC.
Before we end the bulletin, a reminder of today's question of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Which revolutionary who was shot dead by the British in 1942 was affectionately known as Gandhi Budi, meaning Old Lady Gandhi in Bengali? I repeat, which revolutionary who was shot dead by the British in 1942 was affectionately known as Gandhi Budi, meaning Old Lady Gandhi in Bengali? WhatsApp your response on 882-654-6262. I repeat, 882-654-6262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Manipur and Tripura today to launch several development projects. About 42 lakh children inoculated on the first day of COVID vaccination for 15 to 18 age group. Uttar Pradesh government to give 2-day leave from school to children for vaccination. Jharkhand government announces closure of all educational institutions amid sharp rise in COVID cases. Centre suspends biometric attendance for government employees till 31st of this month. India achieves highest ever export of $37 billion in December. Zojila Pass connecting Jammu and Kashmir to Ladakh opened for vehicular traffic for the first time ever in January. And in cricket, South Africa to resume their first innings at an overnight score of 35 for 1 in second test against India in Johannesburg today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.